In the world of Formula One, the driver market often dominates headlines, but the movement of key personnel behind the scenes can be just as significant. Christian Horner, the man who led Red Bull Racing to an era of dominance, has been the most high-profile free agent in the paddock since his departure from the team in mid-25. While speculation about his next move has been constant, a recent comment from former Formula One Supremo Bernie Ecclestone has added a surprising and intriguing new possibility to the conversation. In a recent interview, Ecclestone suggested that Horner could find a new home at Scuderia Ferrari, a team he described as being in a state of chaos. The story begins with Christian Horner's exit from Red Bull after nearly 2 decades at the helm, during which he secured 8 drivers' championships and 6 constructors' titles. It was announced on July 9, 2025, just after the British Grand Prix, that he would be leaving his role. He formally departed the company on September 22nd after reaching a settlement agreement. This agreement reportedly allows him to return to the sport in 2026, making one of the most successful team principals in modern F1 history available to any team that could secure his services. This is where Bernie Ecclestone's recent comments made to the Swiss publication Blick come into play. The interview published on November 17th covered a range of topics, but it was Ecclestone's thoughts on Horner's future that caught the attention of the F1 world. When asked about Horner's future, the 95-year-old did not hold back. "I wouldn't rule out Ferrari," Ecclestone stated. "It's just chaos there, and boss John Elon is now even insulting his 2 drivers." This single statement has ignited a firestorm of discussion linking Horner to the most famous name in motorsport at a time when the Italian team is facing significant internal and external pressure. To understand why Ecclestone would describe Ferrari as chaos, one only needs to look at their 2025 season. As of November 17th, with just 3 races remaining, the team sits a disappointing 4th in the Constructors' Championship. They have failed to win a single Grand Prix this year, a stark contrast to their performance in 2024, when they were in contention for the title. The team's struggles came to a head at the recent Sao Paulo Grand Prix, which saw a disastrous double retirement for both Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. The result dropped them behind both Mercedes and Red Bull in the standings. This poor performance prompted a rare and very public intervention from Ferrari chairman John Elkann. Speaking at a sponsorship event in Rome on November 10th, Elkann made his dissatisfaction clear. While he praised the team's mechanics and engineers, he stated that if we look at the rest, it is not up to scratch. He then directed his criticism towards his star drivers, saying, "We definitely have drivers who need to focus on driving and talk less, because we still have important races ahead of us, and getting second place is not impossible." These comments were widely reported and seen as a direct rebuke of Hamilton and Leclerc, who had been vocal about the car's performance issues. Elkann's words created a tense atmosphere around the team. Both drivers responded diplomatically on social media, with Leclerc emphasizing the need for unity and Hamilton stating, "I back my team. I back myself. I will not give up." However, the public nature of the chairman's criticism has led many to believe that the current leadership structure under team principal Fred Vass is under immense pressure. Although Vasseur recently signed a new contract, Ecclestone's comments imply that no one's job is truly safe at Maranello. If results do not improve, it is worth noting what Horner achieved during his time at Red Bull to understand why he would be such an attractive option for any struggling team. Under his leadership, Red Bull entered 406 Grand Prix, 124 races, secured 287 podiums, and claimed 107 pole positions. The team accumulated over 8,000 championship points during his tenure. More importantly, he oversaw the development of Sebastian Vettel into a 4-time world champion and guided Max Verstappen to 4 consecutive titles from 2021 to 2024. He also played a key role in building a team culture that could attract and retain top talent, including technical genius Adrian Ney, who only recently departed for Aston Martin. This is the environment that Ecclestone suggests Horner could step into. The idea is not as far-fetched as it might first appear. It has been reported that John Allan had previously approached Horner about a role at Ferrari before ultimately hiring Fred Vase. This indicates a pre-existing interest from the very top of the Ferrari organization. With the team currently underperforming, the temptation to bring in a proven winner like Horner, who has built a championship-winning machine from the ground up, would be strong. The timing of such a move would also be significant. Ferrari is entering a new era of regulation, which will see major changes to the power units and aerodynamic rules. This is the kind of moment when teams often look to make bold changes to their structure, believing that a fresh start with new leadership can coincide with a fresh start. On the technical side, Red Bull made a similar decision when they promoted Laurent Mety, Horner's replacement, just before the start of the current season. Mickey's has been credited with improving the team's internal atmosphere and has overseen a period of strong development, even as Red Bull battles to hold on to second place in the championship. However, there are significant obstacles to such a move. The most obvious is the relationship between Christian Horner and Lewis Hamilton. The two were fierce rivals during the intense championship battles of the early 2020s, and their relationship has often been described as tense. It is difficult to imagine them working together seamlessly within the same team, with Hamilton's contract running until the end of the 2027 season. This is not a minor issue. However, given Elkan's recent willingness to publicly criticize Hamilton, it is possible that the chairman would overrule any objections from his driver if he believed hiring Horner was the right move for the team. Ecclestone's comments also touched on other aspects of Horner's situation. When asked about rumors that he and Horner might co-purchase a team, possibly Aston Martin, Ecclestone dismissed the idea with humor, asking how old he would have to be before such rumors stopped. He also made a pointed reference to Adrian Ney, suggesting that the legendary designer left Red Bull for Aston Martin because he no longer wanted to work with Horner. This adds another layer of complexity to the situation, as it suggests that Horner's management style, while successful, has not been universally popular within the teams he has led. The broader context is also important. Christian Horner has been reportedly contacting team owners across the paddock since his departure from Red Bull. Aston Martin team principal Andy Cowell confirmed this in September, stating that Horner had been in touch with team owner Lawrence Stroll, but that there were no plans for his involvement. This suggests that Horner is actively seeking a return to the sport. Ferrari, despite the complications, represents one of the few remaining opportunities for someone of his stature. For Ferrari, the decision to potentially bring in Horner would be about more than just his track record. It would be a statement of intent, a signal that the team is willing to make difficult and potentially controversial decisions in pursuit of success. Ferrari has not won a Constructors' Championship since 2008 or a Drivers' Championship since 2007. The pressure to end this drought is immense, and the arrival of Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion, was supposed to be the catalyst for a return to glory. Instead, Hamilton has described his first season with the team as a nightmare, and the team has gone backwards rather than forwards. In this context, the idea of bringing in someone like Horner, who has proven he can build a winning organization, starts to make sense, even if it means navigating the personal tensions that would inevitably arise. For now, this remains speculation, sparked by the ever-candid Bernie Ecclestone, but the logic behind his suggestion is clear. Ferrari is a team in desperate need of direction and stability. And Christian Horner is a leader with a track record of providing exactly that. The pressure to win at Maranello is unique, and desperate times can lead to bold decisions. Whether this bold decision involves bringing in their former arch-rival remains to be seen, but it has certainly become the most talked-about possibility in the Formula One paddock. What do you think about this potential move? Could Christian Horner be the person to end Ferrari's championship drought? Or would a partnership with Lewis Hamilton be destined to fail? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.